As we step into the golden years of life, we look back on the bonds we've built, the sacrifices we've made, and the children we've nurtured with unwavering love. These relationships are precious, but as time goes on, the dynamics change. What was once support can turn into an unspoken burden, not just on you, but on them as well. Navigating this new chapter requires wisdom and courage. If you're a parent stepping into your senior years, there are some things you should never do for your children. Today, we're going to discuss 9 crucial things that, as a parent, you should never do for your children in your senior years. These choices are not just about protecting your well-being. They set a foundation for respect and healthy boundaries that benefit the entire family. If you're ready to uncover these essential lessons, stay with us. And before we dive into this topic that could redefine your perspective, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights on life's most meaningful journeys. Now, let's dive in. 1. Financial sacrifice. Think back to the countless years you spent saving and planning for your future. Every dollar set aside represented late nights, sacrifices, and a vision for a peaceful retirement where you could finally enjoy the fruits of your hard work. Your retirement savings aren't just numbers on a page. They're the embodiment of years filled with toil, dreams, and moments you chose to put aside your own desires for the greater goal of stability. Now, as your children grow older and face their own financial hurdles, the instinct to step in and help is strong. You tell yourself, it's just a little, or they need me, but how many times have those little sacrifices added up? Sacrificing your financial safety to rescue adult children from their financial missteps or challenges can seem like the ultimate act of love. After all, parents spend a lifetime protecting their children. However, it's essential to ask, at what cost? By repeatedly dipping into your savings, you run the risk of undermining the very security you spent decades building. The peace you imagined for your senior years could be replaced by stress, uncertainty, and even dependence on others if your finances run dry. It's not just about the money, it's about your future. In old age, financial vulnerability can limit your freedom and choices, whether it's healthcare, housing, or the ability to engage in the activities that bring you joy. While supporting your children during tough times may bring immediate relief or emotional satisfaction, it can also create a cycle where they come to rely on you more than they should. Helping your children doesn't mean surrendering your security or risking your well-being. There's a way to offer guidance, emotional support, and even limited financial help without sacrificing the peace you deserve. Remember, your retirement savings are your shield and your safety net. Protect them, not just for your sake, but to inspire your children to grow independently and value your years of effort. Set boundaries that encourage them to find solutions and build their own resilience. After all, true love doesn't mean giving up everything. It means teaching, guiding, and showing them how to stand strong while you cherish the stability you've rightfully earned. 2. Overextending physical help. As parents, the instinct to help our children never fades, no matter how many years pass. We've been the problem solvers, the steady hands, and the ones who stepped in whenever needed. So, when your grown children call asking for help, whether it's moving furniture, assisting with home projects, or taking on errands when their schedules are tight, it's natural to respond without a second thought. It's part of who you are, and showing up for them has always felt like a way to show love. But here's the reality that many find hard to acknowledge. Overextending yourself physically in your later years can come with hidden costs. You might think, I've done this my whole life, I can handle it. But your body, now older and less resilient, is telling a different story. Every time you lift, push, or strain beyond what's comfortable, you're putting your health at risk. A single moment of exertion can lead to injuries that take weeks, months, or longer to heal. And those injuries don't just affect your body. They impact your ability to live independently and enjoy the activities you cherish. The willingness to overextend yourself may stem from a desire to feel needed, to maintain that familiar role of provider and supporter. But the truth is, if you don't prioritize your well-being, the cost is far greater than any favor you could do. Imagine being unable to take a walk in the park, visit friends, or even handle your daily routine because of an injury you sustained while trying to help out. Your health is precious and must be protected, not just for your own quality of life, but for the time you want to continue sharing with those you love. Helping doesn't mean saying yes to everything, especially when it puts your health in jeopardy. It's okay to step back and set boundaries, encouraging your children to find other solutions or lend a hand themselves. After all, being there for your family in the long term is more valuable than risking your health for a single task. Remind yourself and those around you that your strength is not measured by what you do at your physical limit, but by how wisely you take care of yourself to be present for many more moments together. 3. Accepting emotional manipulation. As parents, there's a deep, innate desire to do whatever it takes to keep our children happy and secure. Over the years, you've said yes to countless requests, from sleepless nights to sacrificing your own needs, because that's what being a parent is all about. But as time passes and your children grow into adults, the dynamics shift in subtle ways. What was once a healthy give and take can sometimes turn into a pattern where your willingness to help is taken for granted, or, at times, gently manipulated. Emotional manipulation from adult children isn't always intentional. It may come in the form of guilt-laden requests or phrases like, "But you're the only one who can help," or "I don't know what I'd do without you." These words can pull at your heartstrings and trigger that old familiar instinct to drop everything and come to the rescue. Yet saying yes when your inner voice is telling you no can lead to resentment, fatigue, and a gradual erosion of your peace of mind. In your later years, it's more important than ever to recognize and establish boundaries that protect your emotional and mental health. This doesn't mean you love your children any less. It means you're prioritizing your well-being so you can maintain a positive relationship with them. If you find yourself agreeing to things out of guilt or fear of letting them down, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I saying yes because I truly want to help or because I feel I must? Learning to say no isn't a rejection of them. It's an act of self-respect. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've spent a lifetime being the dependable one. But the reality is that healthy boundaries teach your children to appreciate your time and understand that your needs matter too. It also encourages them to solve problems independently and grow stronger in their own decision-making. It's okay to remind them and yourself that your role as a parent doesn't mean sacrificing your comfort, well-being, or peace, especially when it isn't necessary. Your later years should be marked by joy, fulfillment, and the freedom to make choices that align with your own needs and values. So, the next time you feel that familiar tug of guilt, remember, saying no doesn't diminish your love. It's a declaration that your boundaries deserve respect, too. 4. Neglecting your own aspirations. From the moment your children were born, your dreams and desires often took a back seat. Whether it was putting off travel plans to save for their education, shelving hobbies to make time for family, or postponing personal aspirations to focus on their needs, your life was dedicated to giving them the best start possible. But what happens when those years pass and your children become independent adults? For many parents, the habit of putting others first lingers long after the need for it has ended. It's a common scenario. You're in the middle of rediscovering a passion, whether it's gardening, painting, reading, or planning a long-awaited trip. Then comes the phone call or the knock at the door, a request for your time or attention. Without a second thought, you set aside what you were doing to help, even if it means putting your aspirations on hold yet again. While lending a hand isn't wrong, doing so at the expense of your own joy becomes a quiet, insidious pattern that can erode your happiness over time. It's crucial to remember that life doesn't pause for anyone, and neither should your dreams. Just because you spent years nurturing others doesn't mean you stop nurturing yourself. Your later years are an opportunity, a well-earned chapter to pursue passions that were long set aside. It's the time to pick up that book and get lost in its pages, to paint that picture, travel to the places you once only read about, or create something meaningful just for you. Saying yes to yourself isn't selfish. It's a vital act of self-care and fulfillment. When you prioritize your passions and interests, you're not only enriching your own life, but also setting a powerful example for your children. They learn that it's okay to value themselves, pursue what they love, and maintain a sense of identity, even when life demands their attention. So the next time a request comes that pulls you away from your aspirations, pause and consider, is this something that truly requires my immediate attention? Or can I honor my time first? Balancing the desire to help with your right to enjoy your life is essential. Don't let the years slip by without allowing yourself to live fully and joyfully. Your dreams and passions are part of who you are, and they deserve to be embraced. After all, this is your time. Time that you've earned, time that no one else can live for you. Pursue those dreams, indulge in those hobbies, and make your days as rich and fulfilling as you've always imagined. Remember, life doesn't stop when your children grow up, and neither should you. 5. Being the constant mediator. From childhood disagreements over toys to teenage squabbles over curfews, you've been there to soothe conflicts and restore peace. As parents, we take on the role of mediator to maintain harmony in the home, driven by love and the desire to see our children get along. But as they grow into adulthood, stepping into every disagreement and trying to keep the peace can become a heavy burden, one that's far too costly as you enter your senior years. It's natural to want to ensure that your family remains close and connected. However, constantly mediating arguments or resolving disputes between adult children can lead to unrelenting stress and emotional exhaustion. When you place yourself in the middle, you absorb the tension and conflict, often at the expense of your own well-being. This stress isn't just a fleeting discomfort. Over time, it can take a serious toll on your mental and physical health. What's more, stepping in too frequently can prevent your children from developing the skills they need to manage their own conflicts. By continually acting as the peacemaker, you risk becoming the default referee, someone they rely on to resolve disputes instead of learning to communicate and compromise with each other. It's important to recognize that your home and your mind should be places of peace, not battlegrounds for arguments that aren't truly yours to fight. Learning to step back and let your children handle their disagreements can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've always taken pride in being the one who brings everyone together. But allowing them to face the consequences of their words and actions without your intervention is essential for their growth. It's an act of trust that signals your confidence in their ability to work things out as adults. This doesn't mean withdrawing support or refusing to listen when they seek your guidance. It means setting boundaries that protect your peace and preserve your role as a parent, not as a perpetual mediator. You can be a source of wisdom and empathy without becoming entangled in every emotional tug-of-war. By stepping back, you give your children space to develop their conflict resolution skills and deepen their relationships with one another on their own terms. Your later years are a time when your home should be your sanctuary, filled with warmth, laughter, and moments of rest, not echoes of arguments or the anxiety of unresolved tension. Choosing to step out of the constant mediator role is choosing your peace, something you've more than earned. Remind yourself that true harmony in a family comes from each member taking responsibility for their actions and learning to resolve differences without leaning on you as the middle ground. So, the next time a dispute arises and your instinct is to step in, pause and ask yourself, is this mine to resolve? If the answer is no, let it go and choose your well-being. Your home is your haven, and it deserves to be filled with peace, just as much as you do. 6. Providing unquestioning financial loans. For most parents, the instinct to help their children extends far beyond providing emotional support. You've spent years ensuring their well-being, from covering unexpected expenses to stepping in during financial emergencies. But as the years pass and you enter your later stage of life, the stakes for your own financial security grow higher. Lending large sums of money or becoming the go-to source for financial bailouts may start as a well-meaning gesture, but can quickly evolve into a pattern that is difficult to break. It begins innocently enough: a loan to help cover tuition, the down payment for a house, or a business venture that promises future success. Yet, as time goes on, the informal nature of these loans, often given without clear terms or expectations of repayment, can lead to financial strain. What might seem like a one-time favor can set a precedent where your children view you as a reliable financial safety net. And while the desire to help them succeed or navigate tough times is strong, it's essential to consider the impact on your own future. Retirement savings and pensions are finite resources, carefully planned to support your well-being in your later years. When you dip into these funds to offer financial support, you risk jeopardizing the security and comfort you've worked so hard to achieve. The repercussions of repeatedly lending money without clear agreements can be significant, leading to financial shortfalls that limit your ability to pay for medical care, maintain your home, or pursue the hobbies and activities that bring you joy. Moreover, providing unquestioning financial support can affect the relationship you have with your children. Without clear terms, misunderstandings or unspoken expectations can lead to resentment and strained dynamics. Your role as a parent is not to be an endless source of funds. It's to encourage responsibility and independence in your children. By setting boundaries and having open conversations about financial assistance, you can help them understand that financial support should be approached thoughtfully and with mutual respect. Before stepping in as the family bank, take a moment to think carefully. Ask yourself, is this loan necessary? Can I afford this without compromising my own future? Are there alternatives they could explore first? Having clear agreements in place, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, helps protect your interests and ensures that your assistance is given with clarity and fairness. Your financial well-being is crucial not just for you, but for maintaining healthy relationships and showing your children the value of responsible financial planning. Remember, your willingness to help doesn't mean you need to do so at the expense of your peace of mind or financial security. Setting boundaries when it comes to financial loans isn't just wise, it's an act of self-respect. By ensuring your own stability, you remain empowered and independent, showing your children that love and support can be given without sacrificing your own well-being. After all, the greatest gift you can give them is the example of living your life with strength and dignity, even when it means saying no. 7. Sacrificing time for their convenience. As parents, there's an almost automatic willingness to rearrange our lives to accommodate our children's needs, no matter their age. It starts with staying up late, waiting for them to come home as teenagers, and evolves into making yourself available for every request and appointment long after they've grown. While the desire to be supportive is rooted in love, constantly sacrificing your time for their convenience can become a pattern that overlooks your own needs and disregards the value of your time. Time is a precious resource, especially as you move into your later years. It's no longer a given that there will always be more of it. This makes the hours and days you have all the more significant. Yet, It's all too easy to slip into the habit of being perpetually available, shifting your schedule around to accommodate their last-minute changes or spending countless hours waiting without complaint. When this becomes the norm, your own plans and routines can start to feel secondary, as though they don't matter as much as the needs of others. It's important to remember that your time is just as valuable as theirs, and your schedule deserves the same level of respect. By consistently making sacrifices without setting boundaries, you may unintentionally send the message that your time is flexible and expendable. This can create an imbalance where your convenience is overlooked, fostering a dynamic where your willingness to adapt becomes an expectation rather than an occasional act of kindness. Establishing boundaries around your time is not selfish. It's an essential step in ensuring mutual respect within your family. It's okay to say, "I can't today," or "I need to do this at a time that works for me." These moments of honesty teach your children that while you are supportive, you also value yourself and your own time. It demonstrates that relationships are built on consideration and that your time, energy, and plans are worth acknowledgement. When you prioritize your time, it doesn't mean you're any less loving or caring. It means you recognize that being available to help shouldn't come at the cost of your own well-being or personal fulfillment. Your later years are meant to be spent enjoying activities that bring you joy, spending time with friends, or pursuing passions that may have taken a backseat during the busier decades of your life. The next time you find yourself waiting beyond what's reasonable or changing your day to fit someone else's needs, pause and consider, am I doing this out of obligation or genuine willingness? If it's the former, it's perfectly okay to set a boundary. Let your children know that while you are there for them, your time is also important. Encourage them to be punctual and respectful of the moments you share, fostering a relationship built on equality and understanding. Remember, time is one of the greatest gifts you can share, but it's also one of the greatest gifts you can keep for yourself. Respecting your own schedule and valuing your own time not only enhances your quality of life, but sets an example for your children. It shows them that love and respect go hand in hand, and that giving your time should be an act of joy, not an unquestioned sacrifice. 8. Avoiding hard conversations. As a parent, seeing your children make decisions, especially ones that might lead to disappointment or hardship, can stir up deep worry. You might feel the urge to speak up and share your perspective, drawing on years of experience and wisdom. Yet, many parents find themselves holding back, choosing silence over potentially difficult conversations in the name of keeping the peace. While avoiding hard conversations may seem like a way to maintain harmony, it often leads to feelings of regret and missed opportunities for growth. The reluctance to speak up usually comes from a place of love and a desire to preserve a positive relationship. You might fear that voicing concerns could lead to arguments or create distance between you and your children. After all, they're adults now, and you respect their independence. But staying silent when you see a potential pitfall isn't always the best choice. By not expressing what's in your heart, you may be left with a sense of unease, knowing that you could have shared guidance or insights that might have changed the outcome. Having hard conversations isn't about controlling your children's choices. It's about offering a perspective that only you, with your years of life experience, can provide. Speaking your truth doesn't mean criticizing or lecturing. It means finding the courage to express genuine concerns and hopes, even when it's uncomfortable. It's acknowledging that your relationship is strong enough to withstand moments of disagreement, and that real love includes honesty, not just agreement. Avoiding tough discussions can also send an unintended message that you don't trust them enough to handle difficult conversations, or that your thoughts and feelings aren't important. On the other hand, addressing concerns in a respectful and loving way shows that you value both your voice and theirs. It fosters open communication and strengthens the bond between parent and child, reminding them that your relationship is built on mutual respect and honesty. It's true that speaking up may not always change the course of their decisions. They may still choose to pursue paths that worry you or make choices you don't agree with. But by voicing your thoughts, you leave no room for later regret. You've done your part by sharing wisdom and standing by your beliefs. The rest is up to them. When approaching these conversations, choose your words carefully and frame your thoughts as observations rather than judgments. Phrases like, "I'm worried about," or "From my experience, I've learned that," can open up a dialogue without sounding confrontational. Listen to their perspective with an open mind and let them know that regardless of their decision, your love and support remain unwavering. Silence may seem easier in the moment, but it can weigh heavily over time. Expressing your truth, even when it's hard, is a way to honor both yourself and your child. It's a reminder that your relationship is deep enough to include moments of truth and vulnerability. And in the end, whether they take your advice or not, they'll know that your words came from a place of love and care. Remember, the goal isn't to prevent them from making mistakes. It's to ensure they know they have someone who will always be honest with them, rooting for their well-being. So, the next time you feel the urge to stay silent for the sake of peace, take a deep breath and speak your heart. You might just find that those conversations, however difficult, lead to deeper understanding and trust between you both. 9. Giving up your home or comfort. For many parents, the home they've built is more than just four walls. It's a place where life unfolded, where children grew up, milestones were celebrated, and countless memories were made. It holds the laughter of family gatherings, the warmth of shared meals, and the quiet moments of reflection. The decision to give up such a space to accommodate a grown child's needs is one that comes with emotional and practical consequences that are often underestimated. Sometimes, adult children may face situations that put them in difficult positions. Financial strain, divorce, or a sudden job loss. As a parent, your first instinct might be to offer the ultimate act of support, even if it means relinquishing your home or comfort to help them get back on their feet. While the intention is rooted in love and sacrifice, the long-term impact on your well-being deserves thoughtful consideration. Moving out of a home that's been your sanctuary for years can disrupt your sense of stability and security. Your home is more than a dwelling. It's where you find comfort, peace, and the routines that make life enjoyable. Giving that up can lead to feelings of loss and disorientation, making it difficult to adjust to new surroundings that may not hold the same emotional weight or familiarity. It's crucial to recognize that your comfort is not a luxury. It's a necessity for maintaining your physical and emotional health, especially in later years. Beyond the emotional toll, moving out of your home can also bring unexpected financial strain. Relinquishing a house to accommodate a child's needs or downsizing before you're ready can limit your options for the future. The financial security that comes from owning your home or maintaining your living situation may be compromised, leaving you vulnerable to housing instability or a lifestyle that doesn't meet your needs. It's natural to want to support your children, to share the love and stability that your home represents. However, it's important to strike a balance between being there for them and protecting your own quality of life. Your later years should be spent in a space that allows you to feel safe, cherished, and at ease. This isn't just about preserving your comfort. It's about ensuring that you can live with dignity and peace of mind, surrounded by the familiar things that bring joy and meaning to your days. Before making the decision to give up your home or comfort for a child's benefit, consider other ways you can offer support that don't compromise your well-being. Could you help them find resources or temporary solutions that allow them to rebuild their stability while you remain in the environment that nurtures you? Open conversations about boundaries and the importance of maintaining your home as a symbol of your independence can create a healthier, more sustainable dynamic. Remember, prioritizing your comfort doesn't mean you're being selfish. It means you understand the value of the life you've built and recognize that maintaining your own well-being is just as important as supporting your loved ones. Your children will learn from your example that caring for oneself is not an act of exclusion, but one of self-respect and wisdom. It's a lesson that shows them that in order to truly support others, one must first preserve their own strength and security. When faced with the choice, remind yourself that it's okay to say, I can't give up my home, but I'm here to help in other ways. By preserving your space and comfort, you not only protect your sense of peace, but set a precedent that loving support can come without sacrificing your own happiness. Your home is a testament to your journey, and keeping it means safeguarding the life you deserve to live. In the end, true love isn't just about sacrificing endlessly for your children. It's about showing them what it means to live a balanced, fulfilled life. By nurturing your well-being, you set an example that teaches your children to cherish their independence and to respect the peace you've worked so hard to create. When they see you prioritizing your comfort and protecting your happiness, they learn that love can coexist with self-respect and that boundaries are healthy for everyone involved. So, don't be afraid to put yourself first sometimes. It's one of the most loving acts you can do for both you and them. Remember, your well-being isn't just important for your own sake. It creates a foundation of strength that benefits your whole family. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from this message. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable tips and discussions that help you navigate life's important moments. Your journey matters, and we're here to support it every step of the way.